8 years on to the day from 9/11, it is not hard to find video of local New Yorkers' immediate reactions back then, as they watched the airliners hijacked by Al-Qaeda slam into the Twin Towers. Watch. Then watch again, however much you dislike it. Hear the screams. Listen to the final conversations. Watch the diving bodies. Then really think about what Al-Qaeda wanted to achieve by sending those planes into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon that day. You will see fear, and then you will see bewilderment, and then you will see anger. All these emotions had been gauged by Al-Qaeda before the attacks were made. Al-Qaeda wanted a riposte, but it was banking on world governments and populations, particularly non-Muslim governments and populations, to attack their own Muslim populations, to create a mass Islam versus infidel showdown, whereby in their warped fantasies the black flag of their brand of extremist Islam would conquer all. Did they achieve what they wanted? No. Why? Al-Qaeda's 9/11 failed because they banked on what they would see as local infidel populations, indigenous Brits, non-Muslim Americans, non-Muslim Europeans, going out and murdering Muslims on the streets of non-Muslim lands. They banked on worldwide violence against Muslims splitting the world into two. They banked on Muslims believing this rubbish about there being one Muslim Ummah, world community, where all Muslims, whether crazed plane hijackers or peaceful humble imams, would join forces and fight like Saladin. They underestimated just how civilized we in the West have become since the times of Saladin, where religion has become a private spiritual matter, and all they have seen is just how barbaric and far behind they still are. This is why the English Defence League and this Casuals United crowd, whilst right to verbally damn genuine Islamist extremism, are fully supporting Al-Qaeda. I repeat, fully supporting Al-Qaeda by going out onto Britain's streets and picking fights with the anti-fascist mob who are unsurprisingly tied in with the Black-Red Alliance, the leftist Islamist compact. The leftist part of the compact wants to fight because either they are genuinely anti-fascist yet oddly want to behave like fascists, or because they know they're in for at least another 5 years of the mainstream status quo next election and they ain't got a hope. The Islamist part of the compact want to fight because they want to gain more recruits to the Al-Qaeda extreme Islamist totalitarian cause from the Muslim population. The English Defence League and Casuals United probably include a lot of really decent blokes who have just got it wrong. Certainly some good British English patriots. It's understood some BNP people are in there too. That's a great shame, as the BNP are Neanderthal in their views and need to drop the title British from their name, just as groups like Al-Mujahideen need to stop pretending they're Muslims. If the English Defence League and Casuals United really thought about it for a moment and used their heads, they could send those members who can't live without a fight to join the British Army and physically fight Islamist extremism legitimately. Those members who can resist violence should work as activists to prevent the Muslim youth joining up with Islamist extremist groups. Mix them in football matches, cricket games, give them some pies and a beer and make them feel British. Try something else apart from violence. Help expose Islamist extremism to the police, and if necessary, the media. Sway British and European public opinion that way, not with fists and balaclavas. That's how to beat Al-Qaeda, in hand with crushing them, their allies and their networks, militarily and surreptitiously abroad. You underestimate the British people when you say that we mainstreamers are allowing Islamist extremism by voting Tory or Labour. You are so wrong. Many people in mainstream politics in Britain, including politicians and civil servants, do get the big picture. Be careful not to swallow a lot of the bogus propaganda out there about Muslim birth rates and so forth, and stick to the facts, not the scare stories. Islamist extremists hate facts. That is why they've allied with the likes of the far lefties who love to place guilt by association on people, smear, and just make stuff up. Their politics is the politics of conspiracy and smear because they have nothing else. No power, no viable figureheads, just bitterness and bile. If you're a Tory, they will brand you a fascist BNP racist. If you're a Labour supporter, they will brand you a Tory. They will always move you right by at least one political segment, but they still stay where they are in the political wilderness, toothless, bitter and spent. Just as groups like Quilliam exist to de-radicalise Islamist extremists, so the government should look to provide a path back to the mainstream for those hoodwinked by the BNP and other extremist far-right parties. People make mistakes. Extremism, and particularly violent extremism, is counterproductive. It simply does not work in Britain in the 21st century. The far lefties and the far right do not get it, that the real argument for ideas is in the centre and has been for many decades now, at the heart of British politics, and being out on the extremes, in my humble opinion, is neither bright nor wise, because your views never get heard. You get branded as an extremist and might as well go around wearing a gag. That is why I abhor the extremes, but add the one proviso: it is never too late to come back to the mainstream. Whether English, Scottish, Welsh or Irish, we have achieved amazing things together in the past as Brits. And no, I'm not an imperialist, though my great-grandfathers certainly were. We should be attempting to unite and achieve great things again. It is our duty to show the world and the harmed families of the victims of 9/11 9 years ago exactly how to defeat Islamist extremism in Britain by investigating, exposing and taking the mickey out of it, because it is quite simply absurd and ridiculous and superb comedy material. We do not need to raise even one finger, and we will win, as we are doing now,